Good Monday morning, everybody. Danny here on the central coast of California. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hanging in. Some crazy news once again. Well, it's good for the tarot business, right? So, somebody gave me a new term the other day, and it was, besides clean your glasses, it was hopium. And I went, hopium? And that's when it's an internet slang term where somebody is just all about hope. And I went, oh, well, that's kind of me. And that person agreed, yeah, that's you. And I went, well, what's the opposite of hopium? Doomium. Oh, that's the opposite of me. Doomium. That's like the news. Watching, network news. They got this Terminator music behind it. Bum 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 bum. It's like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. Anyway, hopium. I wonder who else is full of hope. Say hello to PsychicDuck, everybody. Hello, everybody. I am full of hope. Yeah, you are. Do you have any of your relatives who are full of doom? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. He's not Ice Ice Baby, is he? Yeah, he is. Oh. One hit wonder, I hope. Yeah, he is. Okay. All right. Hopium and doomium. All right, let's take a look. So, some of the things I want to look at, besides hopium, I think I'm going to go smoke some hopium. All right. Columbus Day, Indigenous Day, Gulf of Mexico Day. No, it's not. But, they keep changing the names on everything. So, there's probably another day. When I go get my hand worked on, they have a list of what day it is. And it was, the last time I went, there was double cheeseburger day, and then there was single cheeseburger day. And I went, that's a lot of cheeseburgers in 1 week. But, so I'm sure there's another day that we're celebrating. Maybe it's Cupcake Day or something. I think it should be just respect for all day. That's because I'm smoking hopium. Yeah. I wonder if they have hopium in a gummy. Oh, you can tell where this is going, huh? This is going to be fun. All right. So, let me see what else. Let's talk about Congress, the shutdown, Gaza ceasefire, AI stock market. Yee, good. Okay, AI stock market. That's doomium. So, anyway, let's just take a look at that kind of stuff. The deck I have. I put away my Fountain Tarot and I grabbed my Wild Unknown, and that's the one I had in my hand. So, actually, let me hit pause. I wanted to get a new deck out for just the energy, just positive hopium vibes of where we are. And, there's a blend between, what we perceive as bad and good. So it's not just one thing. It's not all doom. It's not all hope. It's a blending. So oftentimes I think that I focus too much on living in a little bubble. And I like living in a little bubble. It's bubblicious. Help me. Help me. Okay. Am I recording? I am. Let's see. This is from the Shaman's Dream, Adalberto's, and Colette Baron Reed's deck. So let's just pull one and see where we are. Oh, okay. Let's pull two, because I did. It's interesting. The first card at the base of it is Joyful Muse, Inspiration. This is a Hopium card. I mean, look at that cat. Oh my God. Joyful Muse. So stay in that bubble as much as we can, that Hopium bubble, and find joy wherever we're going with this. The other card that I pulled is it Falling? Yeah, Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. And that's kind of doomium. So I got Hopium and I got doomium with this. And, you know, without reading the book of what Adalberto says about this, and obviously he's got great insights on this. But if I look at this spiritual narcolepsy, to me it triggers, we're just going to sleep a little bit. Well, and I'm not saying we, like the collective. I'll use me. I may be going to sleep a little bit on my spirituality, on my higher vibe-ness. And maybe I'm dropping into the doomium way too much and not looking at how we move on this path with spirituality. In my morning prayer sessions that I do at 7:30, still sending peace out to the world, doing Saint Germain's violet flame, letting it wash over all the war-torn areas, and we're going to get into Gaza a little bit. The north direction is White Buffalo Calf Woman, and I ask, how do I walk with the sacred pipe in all four directions of this day? How do I carry the sacred with me? And a lot of times I drop it. I'm asleep. Spiritual narcolepsy. So it just feels like, you know, let's pay more attention to the spiritual and not so much, you know, that will raise us up. Excuse me. I was listening to Heather Cox Richardson. She had on, what's his name, Talarico, that congressman down in Texas, who is going to minister school. He is really wearing his faith on his sleeve, but he says it should not be in the government. He goes, he's not for Christian nationalism, but he is a Christian and he wears it really well. This is my faith. This is, and he likens his path with other presidential people like Jimmy Carter, who wore his faith well. So it's something we can get confused with and take it the wrong way, like the evangelical Christians who have taken it the wrong way. And in my opinion, I mean, if you're hating people, how can you be a Christian? I mean, that doesn't make sense, you know, at least from my understanding of the teachings. Okay. Now we're at 10 minutes. Let's move on to politics. Please. politics. All right. And some people are going, no, no. All right, let's look at the October energy for the second half of October. What can we expect? And I'm using my Wild Unknown deck. I believe these are right side up, upside down, so I'll be prepared for that. Whenever I'm reading, I normally set my cards all right side up because there's enough information, doomium information, in upright cards. But I mess up shuffling, and so a lot of times the cards will end up right side up, upside down. And so, but I need to be prepared for it because it kind of short circuits my brain a little bit. Does that make sense? I got a lot of short circuits. You know why? Because I've been doing Hopium gummies. Okay, I gotta stop that. I know. Psychic Duck's going, please. All right. Let's see where we are. Let's do 2 rows of 4. I'm going to drop this down. 2 rows of 4. Oh, come on now. There we go. 2 rows of 4 for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so this week, I know there's 7 days, but I'm only doing 4 cards. 1 to grow on, so past, present, future influences, and 1 to grow on. I don't know. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. 4 of Pentacles. There's a lot of things that are all tied together, but this is really a keeping a handle on things. Watch how you're spending your money. We're going to look in the stock market a little bit. And we get the Queen of Cups, Mother of Cups. In other decks, this would be my Lotus card. But in this deck, it's there's some information in this cup that it can come out in this card. But she's protecting it from what? From this, is it dark? What is she protecting it from? There's some information that's being protected. And why am I thinking of the Epstein files and little Mikey Johnson going, we're not coming back to Congress. So he's not coming, he now is pushing it off for another week. So Congress isn't going to be back until the 20th. What is he so afraid of in there? And we have the 2 of Wands. This is some information that is coming together. It will come out. It will come. If you look at these 2 wands, they are pointing to each other. So they will come out. And I just heard to a sword of truth. And okay. So far, I'm not. Let's see if we can get a clarity on this week. Son of Cups. Ooh, this is unexpected news coming out. That's unexpected news coming out. Okay. And this is also, this is like the Knight of Cups. So, even though in like the Rider-Waite deck, the Page of Cups has unexpected news. But look at this. This cup is really brimming full of different colors. And I look at this deck and all the colors that she's protecting it from. This one says, let's let it shine. What is this? Hold on. Keep things tight. Keep your finances tight. And then it's like keep your emotions covered. We're going to want to like kind of explode a little bit emotionally from this information that is starting to come out. I think that's what I'm getting. Okay, what about week 2? So let's see if this information is going to be coming out. Then what's going on with week 2? We have the Son of Wands. Okay, so this will be the Knight of Wands, bringing forth a lot of information. These are emotional cards. This is informational cards. And it's like with the Snake card, it's not something to be afraid of, but it's a change. It's a rebirth card as well, these snakes. Yeah, and look at that. Rebirth card. Figure 8. Daughter of Wands. So we have the Sun and the Daughter of Wands. Both of them are bringing forward information, and it's newer information. Oh, the web we weave. The 8 of Pentacles. A lot of diligent, hard work, but you've got this information that's going to be, it feels like in this deck that there's a lot of intricacies going on, a lot of things that are tied to each other. On Sunday we always talk about the web of creation, how one thing vibrates and the rest get that information. So there's something coming out, and it's a little freeing for some. Oh, maybe Mike Johnson's Grindr account will come out. Maybe he'll be free. That went into Doomium, didn't it? So, what I sense, if I get quiet with these cards, what I sense with it is that the first week they are still trying to protect some information from coming out. They, whoever they is. Maybe it's Mike Johnson, with Congress and the Epstein files. Even though, let me pull this up, even though if they release those Epstein files, they're going to be so heavily redacted. It's going to be ridiculous. You see what Pam Bondi did last week. That was such a disgrace. Such a disgrace. And so somebody else is going to have to release them so that we get the full information. And whether it's the victims, who I pray to be protected, and maybe that's what this Mother of Cups is doing, is protecting some emotional thing from coming out. But I think it is going to come out anyway. So, what else could this be? What other information could be coming out? I'm going to grab my Tarot Grand Lux deck. Let's see, what other information? We get the Judgment card. We get a release of information, something towards the end of October. And I'm wondering, there's so much that needs to come out that is being suppressed. And this is certainly a suppression card with the Four of Pentacles. Is it the election? I keep waiting for that to pop. Election truth. Is it going to be the Texas gerrymandering? A lot of... I subscribe to Mark Elias, Democracy Docket, and he is an attorney that's really doing a lot of great work. And he is not a doomium, although he does play in that area. But he is a hopium, and he's fighting the good fight. And he put a woman down in Texas to cover, because I didn't even know this, but there was I don't know what to call it, not a trial, but they're talking about the gerrymandering of Texas and the maps, and they say it's against the law or something, blah blah blah. Anyway, this one woman was down there covering it, and he sent her down there. Nobody else was covering it. No major news was covering it. And so the Court of Appeals is now sitting on it and deciding if Texas can do their gerrymandering map. And if they can, then I guess California is going to be doing theirs, and there's other states that are going to be doing their gerrymandering. But I keep thinking that there's going to be some news that's breaking that will open up this election again, the election fraud. And I also think too, okay, now I'm just being hopium again, that all this crap that we are going through is going to make us stronger, make us better, and we are going to have a much more clear vision of how we want our country to be. Even Joe Rogan, I think I mentioned this last time, even Joe Rogan is going, anybody who has a heart knows this is not the way to do our immigration. So yeah, people are going to start flipping. What else do I need to know using this deck? What else do I need to know about the second half of October? What else do I need to know? Because it feels like there's a release of some information. What is this information? Okay, 6 of coins, giving and receiving. 9 of cups, the wish card. There's a lot of wishes I have. Let me count the ways. It's the sadness card at the base. Let me drop this down so you can see. Sadness, 5 of cups, government, Hierophant, higher order of things in the past. How we're doing things, how we're giving and receiving. Is this the shutdown? Is that what it is? We have the Queen of Wands, right? So we have the Son of Wands, Daughter of Wands, Queen of Wands. Big information coming. Hint. She gives really good side eye. Look at that. Goes, really? Really? I'm thinking about that Judgment card. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Legal information coming out. What else do we need to know? Star of Hope. I can't show you because for those who watch me enough. Queen of Cups in the external position. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Lotus was the Queen of Swords, and maybe she's going to start getting back in there again. Hopes and Fears, it's the World card. Certainly there's a lot of world information. and the heavy burden of it all. Page of Cups, information coming from an unexpected sources, and we get the Lover's card, the partnership of things. Because I am a Hopium addict, this kind of, colors this spread a little bit. You got the Star of Hope internally. You have the Queen of Cups externally. Certainly, a lot of us are hoping for that. So let's just see. I'm kind of leaning towards we may get some election stuff. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. Now I really mixed up all my cards. All right. So we got some other things going on in the world. Let's look at what else? Mike Johnson announced that the House will remain in recess next week. Okay, so that means they can't, well, they can, but they won't swear in the new Arizona representative who said that she will sign that petition. So I don't think if it comes out, let's ask quickly. Can I do anything quickly? No. Let's ask if see, when I start going into this, I mean, so much of the Republican Party who professes to be holier than thou, these Christian nationals who are, and they are found out time and time again that they're pervs. And now, I mean, if you're a perv and you go, I'm a Hopium perv, I'm out there. Okay, at least we know either to stay away or talk to you. But they're closet. And so then you get, oh, I don't know. You know what? Am I being goofy? I might be. PsychicDuck goes, you're really goofy. Okay. So, are just more and more people going to be coming out? And this whole shutdown. Let's just look at the shutdown again. Let's do that. That was a little sideways move. The shutdown. How are we looking at the shutdown for this week? Ooh. Something's going to happen. Father of Wands. This is the King of Wands. Bringing forth some information. Maybe it's stock market news or something. We're going to look at that too. It's world information. Let me drop this down. This is big. It is big. So, King of Wands. It's being covered by, challenged by, enhanced by the world. Completion, circle. We're marinating in justice here. But look at this. 2 cats. Hopium and Doomium. Okay, I gotta stop saying that. In the past. the secrets, the moon. Okay, this is the I think I'm reading on the Shutdown. I can't remember. Bullseye, Ace of Pentacles. It's all about money, new start, and the Father of Cups, a more rational, compassionate person. Government shutdown. We have the Three of Cups, celebration internally, coming together, working on something. This doesn't look like a really happy celebration card, though. It's more of a, yeah, we did it, but it's still a little foggy. It's still a little, it's not what we really need. Externally, Ten of Swords, stabbed in the back. That's it. That's it. Not a pretty card. And that is a bull. So when we look at the bull market in the stock market, that could be getting stabbed in the back. It's government shutdown. Stabbed in the back. We get the Nine of Cups, wishes, and the hopes and fears, and the final outcome is a new start. New emotional start, walking away from brokenness, and a new truth coming out. So, if I'm correct in saying that I was reading on the government shutdown, it feels like things are going to get back on track this week, it feels like. So, is that right? Let me pull the pendulum. Let me ask. So, am I fully protected? Do I have permission to douse? And am I accessing my higher source? That is a yes. May I ask a question, please? When it's in a circle, I can ask. Is the government shutdown going to end this week? Pendulum says yes. Okay. All right. So, I think it's interesting because I get a sense that with this thing in Gaza, Trump is feeling all pumped up, and drugged up, full of, sorry, oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Like he has a new sense of, is that power, entitlement, magnificence, the great pumpkin. So is he going to do what he said other presidents should do during government shutdowns? When Obama had a shutdown, when there was other presidents, he has consistently said that it's the president's job to get everybody in the room together and make a deal. He has constantly said that in the past, before he was President Pumpkinhead. So, it feels like maybe he'll say, hey, I did it with Israel and Gaza and Azerbaijan and all the other 8 wars. And I guess that Afghanistan and the Taliban have attacked Pakistan. Oh, yoy. Okay. So, I did a reading on Gaza and Israel. And when I'm watching the headlines today, it looks like the Israeli prisoners came home, and I don't know if they all did or not, but yay. So that's good. This is all about a transactional piece. It's all about making more oligarchs. Jared Kushner is over there making money. Egypt is making money. When I did this reading and it didn't get up, I might be able to save it. I don't know, but I didn't know that Egypt was in play with this, and then I go, is Egypt in play? And yeah, that's where they're signing some deal. Trump is, and everybody was there's headlines where Netanyahu is being booed, but Trump is being praised. And thank you, signs, thank you, Trump. And even though that pains me to see that, the accolades going to him, because it is all transactional. He's going to make a boatload of money on this, and his kids are too. And I mean, he sent Kushner and Wyckoff, and they're both real estate developers. So, and he made it clear he wants to make Gaza Trump land. So, even though there is now peace and bombs are not killing innocent people, and maybe we can get enough food and water so that we don't have this huge famine, maybe we can stop that. So that's all good, but still it pains me that it's not for the right reason. It's for money. And Trump says it's, he just wants peace. But I think he's got that spiritual narcolepsy card going on. I think. So, okay. That's all I had to say about Gaza. I don't think it's so fragile. So I'm just going to be the Hopium and take the little pill and say it's going to last until, and that they're going to come together and make it last. Let's just be hopeful. All right. What else do I want to look at? 38. Let's look at the stock market bubble. So I've never, ever, ever understood what was going on with the stock market. I mean, I have understood what's going on with the stock market. It used to make sense to me. You have positive business news, stock market goes up. You have negative news, stock market goes down. We've had so much negative news with these tariffs, and the stock market keeps going up and up and up. So Trump said, I'm going to give 100% an additional 100% tariffs on China. Stock market crashed. Now Trump has said, oh, don't worry, it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be okay. So he tacoed again. Stock market has started to go up again. But there's more and more news about the AI bubble. And during the dot-com bubble, there was a lot of money lost. And it's, if I remember correctly, it wasn't the same as the financial crisis in 2008. I think it was before that. I think it was 2001, I think. I'd have to double check. But in the dot-com bubble, all these companies that weren't making a profit, Truth Social, were raking in tons and tons of money, and the stock prices were going up, 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 and then it just all collapsed. The AI bubble is that these AI algorithms, these AI companies are buying each other's stock, is from what I heard. And I'm like, so you have AI in the stock market placing trades? Is that right? I'm like, ooh, it's going to be heavy. And I can't show you this card because it's going back to a simpler time, and she's naked. Innocence. Naked. It's like, let's expose this. Let's go back to a simpler time. Let's see what is going on with this. So, and what I mean with that, in that AI bubble, you have to have a solid business plan, and you have to show where you're going to make profits and how you're going to make profits and make profits. But these companies that are not making profits and losing money and saying, oh, we're going to make profits in the future, big profits, but they have no plan. That's where it gets a little goofy. And that's where our government is right now. You know, Israel has health care. We don't. We give Israel money. Why don't we have health care? Oh, and speaking of other things that don't make sense, I was thinking about this the other day, that you know, our government is giving, what is it? Is it Argentina or Venezuela? One of those Central South American countries, $20 billion because one of Trump's buddies is going to be getting money from it. And so they're bailing them out a little bit, a lot, 20 billion. And yet our farmers are not being able to sell their soybeans, so they're like struggling. And then I thought, I go, wait a minute, it's not individual farmers, it's big corporations that have bought up all the farmlands. So now we have corporations that are losing big money. And I went, they don't like that. The little farmer guy, right? He's going, well, what do I do? Big corporations, they have a little bit more muscle. They have a little more influence because they're bigger. Now, some of the littler individual farmlands, I'm sure they have co-ops, and I'm sure they're coming together to create a more powerful farming community of what's left of them. When I was working with my hillbilly brother in Missouri, he had a small farm, and he had a hay farm, and Foster Farms came up to him and said, "Hey, we'll pay you $100,000." This was back in early 80s. Pay you $100,000 if you put these turkey houses on your property, and we'll do everything. We'll build them. We'll give you feed. We'll give you turkeys. We'll do everything. You just have to manage the day-to-day operation. We'll show you how to do it. And we went to look at a turkey house. Ooh, couldn't do it. I told my brother, I said, if you're thinking of doing this, he goes, I'm not. I said, but if you were, I'd leave. I couldn't stand that. And that was, and at that time, I had a lot of spiritual narcolepsy. I was asleep at the wheel with that during that time. That's because I was smoking a lot of doomium. With some hopium, I mixed it up. All right. What am I doing? Here we go. Come on, open up. I need to see where I'm reading. Oh, AI stock market bubble. Stock market bubble. And then let's read on Trump's bubble. Stock market bubble. I'm using my Los Garibo deck. Stock market bubble. AI. Are we going to continue in this bubble? Are we in for a shock? The Fed says yes. The Fed gave a little warning out today. Trump will say, let's get rid of him. He gets rid of all the negative numbers. It's weird, isn't it? He's like smoking hopium, but he's preaching doomium. How does that work? That must make his brain short circuit. Oh, Lordy. Okay, stock market bubble. Stock market bubble. What can you tell us about the stock market bubble? And I know a lot of us who watch this are not in the stock market, who do not play in the stock market, but a lot of our 401ks, if we have those, are in the stock market. This is one of the reasons why I don't think that we should put Social Security in the stock market, because it can be manipulated. Stock market bubble. Oh. That's not a good sign. That is not okay. I don't mean to be smoking some doomium, but that's not a good sign for right now. Let me drop this down. You can see where we're going. Well, you can see where we're going. We're falling off the tower. It's like, ow! Okay, it's being covered by, challenged by hang on. So really pay attention to your finances. Don't go out and buy things that you know, on credit. So, you know, I read an article about zero interest loans, and I'm like, are they still around? Zero interest? I didn't think they were, but I guess so. Anyway, be careful with how you're spending your money. Okay? So what I hear with this, for me, I'm going to hold off on buying that new Lamborghini. Oh yeah, 5 of Pentacles, loss. In the past, we were playing a little foolish. We were just being a little foolish with this stock market. And saying, oh yeah, it's good, it's good. 7 of Pentacles. Look at all the dying pentacles, cracked, sick, not healthy. We have 1 healthy pentacle on the bottom. It's not all doom and gloom, but it's not great either. And we're upside down. There's a lot of people who were upside down in the market in 2008, meaning that, you know, their houses were worth less than their mortgage, and so there's a lot of foreclosures. And even though I am not in the real estate game anymore, in the business, so I don't really know what's going on with valuations, it feels like, you know, they've stagnated around me, but they are dropping in price. It feels like they're certainly staying on the market a lot longer than they than normal. I go talk to my buddy who's still in it, who is an excellent real estate coach. He was my manager there, and he'd let me know. But, wow, a lot of fives. Abuse of power, not listening. This guy has his hands over his ears. He's not listening to the truth. We have that full illumination coming, the sun card in the external position. So this is going to expose what's going on with this tower moment. Hopes and fears is that we have a female that is leading the information. Got a little secret going on with that cat. Okay, hopes and fears that she will bring some new information. And then we have a new start, a new beginning. Is that Russia? I mean, it is the Empress card, so it could be, you know, a Russian influence on this. I'm not getting that sense, but it could be with all the AI bots, so yes. But it is a new start because she is pregnant, abundance. In the final outcome, we have the Ten of Wands. It's the heavy burden of rebuilding. And we have the Queen of Swords. So some female woman is got that old man's head. Said, you know what, the truth is it's a little harsh. Especially for the old man. So hold on. I think that this is going to be a little rocky road in our economy for the stock market anyway. Okay, so we got that going on. Yay, that was a doomium gloom, gloomium doomium pill. Okay, let's look at Pumpkinhead. I'm gonna keep with this deck. Let's look at Pumpkinhead. He's riding high on this win, supposedly. And it is a win. For the Palestinian people, it's a win. For the families who have had their loved ones imprisoned and are now being released on both sides, it's a win. For the bombing to stop, it's a win. It's a win. For food to be going back in, it's a win. So for me, it's that would be one of the things that I will let go of some money on and send some money to World Central Kitchen. Some of the food banks that are going to Gaza. And, you know, and we have to look at back home too. You know, I support my local food bank. There's a lot of people that are going to be struggling. I remember in in 2008, I would be going over to people's houses to look to see if I could talk to them about, you know, their situation in their house, because I would see that there would be underwater in their house, and and I'm not making this up, but they would have Bentleys, Mercedes. I don't think I saw a Lamborghini, but I definitely saw Bentley and Mercedes and really expensive Audis in their driveway, yet their mortgage, they weren't paying their mortgage. They go, I'm upside down in my house. And they had all this line of credit in homes and cars. So we're gonna be looking at that a little bit in the near future. Okay, Trump. Let's just do a 411. What do we feel? What's going on with Trump in the Middle East? Signing those things. You know he's pumped up on drugs. I saw him walking a little bit, like 2 or 3 steps, and he was wobbling even on those 2 or 3 steps. I was talking to Nancy Jean the other day, and she was saying that you never see him get up from a chair, sit down in a chair. Phone is going, yeah, you never do that. My phone agrees. So, what is going on with Trump in October? What is going on with Trump this week, next week? What can we expect? You know, and the question is always, what do we need to know? And how much do we need to know about that? It's like, do we really need to know it, or are we just being doomiums? Give me another one of them doomium pills. Oh yeah, I feel doom and gloom. All right, let's drop it down. First card I pulled, Nine of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Come on, let's lift up a little bit. There we go. You don't need to look into my coffee cup. Doom and gloom. Ooh. So the Knight of Swords, he's got some harsh truth coming at him, but it's being challenged and covered and enhanced by some calmness. Okay, King of Cups. Normally that's my Joe Biden card. I don't think he's playing for it. Little thoughts and prayers to Joe Biden. I hear he's going under radiation. We're sending prayers to Robin, who broke her femur, and Diane Keaton passed. Yeah, Diane. Trump, he's marinating in some judgment about a theft that happened in the past that is still being in the High Priestess. It's still a little secretive. Yeah, we're not really letting that out yet. And the potential near future is giving and receiving funds. So what's going on? Is some money being exchanged? Is that what's going on? If we look at these as, some people look at this as, the theft of the election. This could be votes going from hand to hand. So it could take that turn in this reading, or it could just be more information about the big grift and us taking away legal challenges, like with the Pam Bondi thing, right? It's like, luckily our lower courts are still holding up. Luckily they are. Supreme Court's coming back, so it's got some stuff that they're going to decide. But Trump is marinating in judgment, in release of something. Internally, externally. Internally, we get the Tower moment. What's going on with Trump? Tower moment. That's internally. So why did I just see his veins just kind of collapsing? Because, Danny, you took a doomium pill. If I took a hopium pill, I still saw it. When I thought internally collapsing, externally, the magician. Ha, 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 ha. The magician just gave him a hopium pill. Yeah. Doom and gloom. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So he's gonna, fix himself. He's the magician. Take a magic elixir. Look over there. But things are crumbling. He's marinating in judgment. Hopes and fears. We all hope that he'll get on that chariot and say bye-bye. And the final outcome is the Knave of Wands. Something new information is coming. And to me, this looks like Egypt because of the pyramids in the background. So some new information. It's not being raised yet. It's just like, we got it. But they're not raising that, whatever this is, over their head. The Sun card to show the illumination. They just have it in their hand. We have the Lover's card being clarified by the Lover's card, who he's with. Maybe it's MAGA, what's going on with Trump. There's information. Certainly his MAGA crowd is really fracturing. You have Nick Fuentes talking smack about Charlie Kirk's wife. You have all the text messages that right after CK's passing, you get, hey, give us money. It was like ridiculous. My wife got a bunch of them. I don't know how she got on that. And here's the full illumination card. This Knave of Wands is going to raise this sun wand, whatever it is, above her head. And I think it's with MAGA. He's marinating in judgment. He's got the tower moment that he's facing internally. Maybe it's in his circle. Maybe it's in either way. It's crumbling down. He's got a lot of dark cards. Not saying that the High Priestess is dark, but it's more secretive. It's more, it's the female version of the Magician. So it's like, okay, you're going to play this game, I'm going to play another game. We're going to play the female way. And the only reason I say it in that inflection is because we are moving into the divine feminine that's going to be taking over. Yeah. Oh, 102. And thank you for acknowledging. All right, 102. I got to go. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything else? Except say hello. Say goodbye, Psychic Duck. Goodbye. Take your Hopium pills. Listen to Psychic Duck. Take your Hopium pills. Peace and love. Peace and love.